Opening day came early to Mount Bachelor this year, a big change from last year's late start.
Day one, Bachelor, let's go!
But that's not the only change coming to the mountain. Mount Bachelor's owner, Powder Corps, has put the resort up for sale. That caught the attention of Chris Porter, who lives in Sun River and teaches business at Lapine High School.
When I was 2.5 years old, I was up there for ski school. Now my son has had the opportunity to take snowboard lessons there.
So what do you do when your local ski hill, which also happens to be the biggest ski area in Oregon and the 6th largest in North America and attracts visitors from up and down the West Coast, goes on the chopping block? If you're Chris Porter, you help start a local effort to make the resort community-owned.
We are really looking at this as a community broad tent support. That means the entire enthusiast community.
Skiers come here from all over, but 65% of visits come from the local skier community. We went to Drake Park in Bend to find out how locals feel about the local effort to buy Mount Bachelor, their local ski hill.
I think it's fantastic, and I really hope it happens. The whole big corporations buying mountains has been terrible for mountains. You see it at Crystal, you see it at some of the other ones, and Powder Corps. We were a piggy bank for Powder Corps.
And it's not just the sales price that goes into consideration here. It's, of course, operations, maintenance, everything it costs to keep the mountain running, keeping things up to date, keeping things safe, and keeping the lift spinning. That's not lost on Chris Porter. His group knows they have a big financial mountain to climb.
We expect the sales price to be north of $75 million for sure.
Okay.
We know that current earnings are around that 15 to 20 million mark, so this is a profitable mountain.
Still, it's going to take some deep pockets to make this sale happen.
There's a lot of money in this town. There is a lot of money in this town, and I know businesses are getting involved, and yeah, so crossing my fingers. It'd be so awesome.
The Mount Bachelor community game plan is to couple smaller skier and community investments with the power of big local investors. You've got some muscle behind
this. We have some muscle behind this, and we have people who are passionate, and they do share the vision.
One of those people is ski enthusiast and Portlander Nicole Hughes. I spoke with her over Zoom.
So my family has a small real estate investment company, and we see this as in line with the types of investments that we're excited about in the state of Oregon.
Hughes says she's been impressed with the local fundraising effort so far, just to pay the lawyers and get the paperwork started. But
you know, especially with your investing background, you're not going to go fund me your way towards the purchase of Mount Bachelor. So,
Yes.
So how do they do it?
The plan is for the accredited investors to come together and put up the initial funding.
Hughes says they're well on their way to getting there. Once that's in place, the public can buy in through an IPO, an initial public offering of stock options.
And so imagine if instead of going to buy a season pass every year, you went and bought 300 shares of ownership at Mount Bachelor.
But before the Buy Mount Bachelor community effort gets to that point, they need to secure more investors like Nicole Hughes who believe in sustainable investments.
I think a lot of people know what happens when it's a corporate investment that comes in. It's that limited access, it's that $9.50, $10 beer, and it's that decision that's being made outside of the community, so there's not quite the nimbleness to react to what the community needs.
Much of Central Oregon's economy revolves around access to outdoor recreation. Porter's group wants to put the power in the hands and powder at the feet of local people. So we'll see. I mean, the clock is ticking, as we mentioned, but they want to operate this as a B corporation, kind of like Patagonia, Ben & Jerry's.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
in Oregon, Willamette Valley Vineyards.
Even higher criteria for all of them, yeah.
Exactly right. So, you know, profit with a purpose is how they put it, and they've got some big Oregon names on the list, but if you know anybody that wants to invest millions of dollars in a ski area, they're looking for more.
It's good to be talking about it. Now, if only those shares, if they get to that point, came with a season pass, right?
That would be super cool. You never know.